The struggle for Vietnam to get their independence was a staggering one, as they actually had to deal with multiple issues at hand during the 20th century. Vietnam was part of a larger territorial game of French Indochina, as France had controlled this area for quite a while. The French, just like any other colonials did during the time, or colonizers did at the time, is they exploited the land, took a vast amount of resources, and left the natives fending for themselves. And the struggle was quite staggering. And so foreign entities had controlled modern day Vietnam and left a lot of people broken. And so a person by the name of Ho Chi Minh, who had started to build an independence movement, even began this during the time around World War I, actually. He was able to start pushing this and trying to get Vietnam recognized as an independent state. Now, he wasn't able to make progress during that time, but that dream of Vietnamese independence was always strong. Now, when World War II happened, or at least before World War II happened, Japan started to occupy a lot of Asia, and this included French Indochina. And so the Japanese started setting up shop in modern-day Vietnam, and Ho Chi Minh and his Vietnamese forces started to fight against the Japanese. And so they were fierce. These battles were very, very fierce. And the Japanese actually were taken aback by the organization and by the tenacity of the Vietnamese people. And the Viet Minh were able to get some considerable victories against the Japanese. Now, once the Japanese were defeated by the United States in World War II, they eventually pulled out of modern-day Vietnam, and Ho Chi Minh declared Vietnam an independent state. However, the French wanted to get basically their land back. And Ho Chi Minh was trying to work peacefully with the French at first, or at least that's what it seems on paper. But nevertheless, they knew good and hell well that the only way that they were going to be free, or at least independent, is that they got rid of the French. And so Ho Chi Minh and the Vietnamese forces went against the French colonial rulers, and they went on an all-out war against them. And this war was a bruising one. And Ho Chi Minh, even though despite the staggering losses of men that he had on his army, they were able to defeat the powerful French, and they were able to break free from them by the early 1950s. And so now Vietnam was free from French colonial rule. However, their influence was going to still be quite strong whenever the fate of Vietnam was to be decided at the Geneva Conference. And we'll talk about that in a little bit.